Hello, my name is Sig, and I've personally lost 96 pounds. Last video we talked about calories, which I will do future videos covering a little bit more on the topic. But now we're on the fitness side of things. When I started out with my fitness, I knew that, most importantly, that the diet had to be on point. Well, while I was in the process of figuring out the diet, I also was in the process of figuring out the fitness side. And I made the beginner mistake, and however many of y'all can raise your hand at this one saying yep, did it too. I tried busting my ass 7 days a week. I tried doing all the workouts that were listed on this thing. You want to know how badly I fucked up? I threw my shoulder out doing jumping jacks. Yeah. And a little bit later on, I discovered some follow-along videos where it was just some fitness influencer doing the exercise, and I would copy. When I started out in the beginning, I didn't want to step foot near a damn gym. Didn't even want to be in the vicinity of a gym at all. I felt like I didn't want those judgmental eyes on me. I didn't want somebody looking at me at all. I mean, hell, I didn't even want myself looking at me. I felt ashamed of how I looked. And yes, now I'm confident enough I am wearing a Cookie Monster shirt. Get that one out of the way. Sorry, ADD brain going. But if it wasn't for those follow-along videos, I wouldn't even have had a chance to lose the amount of weight that I did, that came hand in hand not only with the diet, but also hand in hand with setting up my own routine. My routine was not exactly traditional, not in the beginning at all. Because I was the same as a lot of people, which was, I believed you could do the target fat reduction, and I wanted to get rid of. So I thought the same thing that everyone else does. What ab exercise can I do to get rid of this belly fat? Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, when you start on a weight loss journey, that and these love handles are some of the last places to fucking go. It sucks. It totally fucking sucks. Overall, you're going to notice that your body is going to grow smaller as you're going. It's not going to be that it's going to take it from here, or it's going to take it from here, or take it from here. And it's definitely not going to take it from here. It's just going to be all over. It's strange how it happens, but it's going to be all over process. And honestly, I really didn't start noticing that I was losing the weight all over. Mainly because at first I was taking weekly pictures, and thanks to me learning through trial and error on taking weekly pictures, I actually, personal advice here, do what you want. I don't recommend taking weekly pictures, because you will get discouraged, you will hate yourself. That's what happened with me. Now, you may get a confidence boost by seeing yourself week to week and seeing the progress. And if you do, keep it. That's fucking fantastic. I am proud of you to be able to hold that confidence in yourself. Me, it was a confidence destroyer. It was an absolute fucking confidence destroyer. But I found out that if I did monthly photos, I could see the huge difference from month to month. And honestly, after my first month, I was kind of down on myself, because in the picture, I didn't see anything. But my clothes fit. At this time, like, I was wearing like size 40 in pants, like a size 40 waist and pants. I was wearing triple XL shirts, and like right when I started the journey, like it just like I didn't like my clothes touching me. But after a month, I noticed they fit. And once those clothes started fitting, I started realizing that, like, hey, this is working. But the hard part was figuring out my routine. So, something that was told to me that actually wasn't even told to me. It was told to a friend of mine from another man that I work with. He's gone on a weight loss journey, and like I saw his before and after photos whenever I got started. I'm like, how the fuck did you do this? And this dude, like, he's, to this day, I still will not go for a run with this man. And like this man runs like 5 and 10Ks, and I'm not a runner. I prefer riding bike. I prefer rock climbing. I prefer anything else besides running. I am just not a fan of running at all. But back on track. He had told one of my friends, because one of my friends was planning on getting back into working out and all that. And we're up, and all of us are up early in the morning, so we all work out in the evening. But he was telling my friend that, like, if you're finding hard time trying to stay motivated the entire time, as soon as you get home from work, do not allow yourself to sit down. And I just kept on listening in, because like it was just kind of an odd piece of advice. It was like, don't let yourself sit down. What the fuck? It's like, you gotta sit down in the car in order to go home. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he elaborated further and said, don't let yourself sit down as soon as you get home, because the moment you sit down, your drive to go and work out peaks and starts coming back down. And then you're coming up with excuse after excuse after excuse not to work out. You're coming up with excuse after excuse after excuse to stay sitting down, because you've already busted your ass all day long at work. So why would you want that to continue? I thought about it, and I was like, interesting. So while I was still in the process of setting up my workout regimen and all that, I was trying to work out 7 days a week, and I was so thoroughly exhausted. I wanted to get rid of the weight, and like I was purely exhausting myself day in and day out. But I was determined to get this shit off. I didn't want this fucking fat on me anymore. So while I was doing all my morning research and all that, I'd look around and just like see if I could find a follow along video that I wanted to try and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, you know, I know there's a few Chris Heria fans out there. I would not recommend him as a beginner for any of his stuff. Even his stuff that says beginner workout, I would not recommend him for beginner working out at all. Just don't. Because I tried, and while I was trying, I was having my ass handed to me the entire fucking time, thinking, if this is beginner stuff, how the fuck am I gonna make it in the advanced? But I'm telling you right now, as a beginner, you shouldn't know how to do an L-sit with your legs elevated off the ground. The only thing holding you up is your fucking palms. You don't know how to do a fucking handstand. There's so many things inside this beginner video you don't know how to do as a beginner. And it's just like, I look back now, I'm like, why the fuck did I put myself through that shit? What the fuck? But putting myself through that shit led me into finding other people, other fitness influencers, and all that kind of stuff on YouTube. Yeah, for the first, I think, 7-8 months, I lost, I think it was like 72 or 73 pounds working out at home in my living room. Like right now, I'm in my garage. I was in my living room for 7-8 months. And as soon as I got home, I would take off my work clothes, put on my workout shorts, put on my workout shoes, start working out. Would not give myself an option whatsoever. But I was also being smart about it too. And I was listening to Gravity Transformation and Simon Miller, and a lot of what they were saying was like, honestly, set up a like 5 to 6 day a week program. Well, I didn't have time for a 6 day a week program, so I just did 5. And I've stuck with the 5 day a week program ever since. And obviously, you can see the results. But I was listening to them, and I just found so much more information on how I need to work out and how I need to get set up and proper technique. And it led me into other fitness influencers. And before I knew it, I had a 5 day a week system set up. And in the beginning, it was a shit ton of cardio. God, it was a shit ton of cardio. I didn't know how to set it up any other way. But I did what was called HIIT programs. Not exactly correct for what they were doing. It was called HIIT cardio, but in reality, it kind of not. Because HIIT is high intensity interval training. And you're talking going all out for a set amount of time and then continue doing the process but less intense for a small period of time, then going all out again. Whereas this, what I was doing was allowing you breaks to breathe in between. So technically it's not HIIT cardio, technically it is. It's a gray area. I don't even try to pretend to understand it. I'm not a kinesiologist, so yeah, no. Not a kinesiologist, not a fitness coach, so yeah, I'm just keeping that out. But I had, in the beginning, just those set up, and I had body weight exercises. Couldn't afford resistance bands, couldn't afford dumbbells. I couldn't afford fucking mini bands. And I had a bike, so I would go for a bike ride as soon as I was done with my workouts, and like all my workouts was body weight shit. You're talking everything from regular push-ups to pike push-ups to just laying on the floor and mimicking a pull-up motion. It was a lot of body weight stuff. Then after a while, my wife started noticing that like I was really getting into it, and she, being the bargain hunter that she is, was able to find me some mini bands to start working out with. So like I had some resistance for my leg days, and like I tried with the upper body stuff. It felt awkward to me, so I didn't really mess with it all that much. But later on, I got some long resistance bands and started using like resistance band exercises. Then my nephew brought over some 10-pound dumbbells a few months later, and we started adding in resistance training. And before I knew it, it was Christmas time, and my nephew, being as appreciative as he was, bought me a set of interchangeable dumbbells for us to use. And after he bought that 7 individual dumbbells for us to use, where they got all the interchangeable parts, interchangeable dumbbells, my bad. But had all the interchangeable weights, and like you could go from 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 pounds. And like looking back at it now, especially with what I'm lifting now in the gym, I kind of look back and go like, I was struggling with that. But at the same time, you gotta keep that mindset of here's where I was, here's where I am, and just remember the journey along the way. Because in the beginning, body weight exercises sucked. I I was laying on the floor at the end of every exercise program, panting for my life, trying to get my breath back because I was purely exhausted. Then, as soon as I added on the May bands for one day, I started noticing that like after the May band workouts, like I was more exhausted, but the body weight workouts weren't as bad anymore. Then we added on the long resistance bands, and those were becoming intense, but everything else was kind of becoming easier. And then we added on the 10 pounds, and just like the intensity kept on increasing. So obviously, muscle was growing, right? And I look back at it now, and especially just having the 20-pound dumbbells, you kind of develop a self-confidence and a humbleness because at one point I was struggling with 20-pound dumbbells. And now I just look back and it's just like, why were you struggling? Like, those are like a distant dream, like a pleasant memory now, and like I look back and go like, why are you struggling? Those ain't that hard. But at the same time, when I look back at that, those were fucking hard. But let's get back on track here. So after I got these 20-pound dumbbells that were interchangeable, I ended up setting up myself a push-pull leg split program, which honestly, I think after a while I set up to where it's push, pull, shoulder. I think it was like a push, pull, shoulders. Then I had one that was a total arms day, and I had one that was a completely obliterate the legs day. And that's how I had my program set up. And it did the trick. Did the trick a lot, and I fucking loved every minute of it because you see the process and you take pride in the fact that when you look at yourself in the mirror now, after you've lost all the weight, you see the goals. You see what you have done. And honestly, you want to talk about taking pride in yourself? That was such a hard thing for me to do in the beginning because I've always stayed humble about everything. Being a musician, I've been playing for 17, going on 18 years now. I never thought of myself as that good. Never thought of myself as that good. Never thought I was that great. Just never occurred to me in my mind. But I end up teaching somebody, or I go back and play old songs that I used to struggle with. And I start thinking like, wow, I've came so far from where I was. And I need to take pride in this because if I hadn't gone through the struggle, then I wouldn't be where I'm at now. Same thing with the weight loss and the bodybuilding that I'm doing now. Like, if I haven't gone through the struggle to lose all the weights, who knows where I'd be right now? God knows that these wouldn't exist. These wouldn't have existed at all. I probably would have made another freaking YouTube channel on something else. Who knows? Maybe I wouldn't even have thought about getting into YouTube whatsoever. But that being said, back on track. So, got this program set up. And after a while, this is like towards the end of my working out at home. I've already lost at this moment I've already lost 73 pounds. I decided at one point during that you can only do so much with resistance bands, body weight exercises, and 20-pound dumbbells. You can only do so much. But at this point, I had taken so much pride in what I was doing, and I was so happy with all the physical accomplishments that I had made that I felt like I need to go to the gym. I need to go to the gym because I had to have that next challenge. I had to keep going. I need to keep challenging myself because after I dropped below 220, that's when my mind started getting curious. What's my body capable of? Where can I go with this? Because I grew up with my parents always telling me that, like, my dad, he worked out all the time inside his 20s, never had bulging muscles, never had abs. Freaking man could do multiple repetitions of push-ups with my mother and her sister on his back, and he just hammered them out. But never had any of the muscular look whatsoever. And now that I'm going on my weight loss journey, and I'm looking at myself in the mirror, I'm like, I thought my genetics said that, like, none of this was allowed. And that's why I started getting more curious during my weight loss journey than anything else, was just, I want to see where my body goes. That's it. Like, do I plan on getting up on a bodybuilder stage at some point in the future? No idea. Have no fucking idea. Well, would it be nice? Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know where my journey's going to take me. All I know is that going from working out at home to working out at the gym was an eye-opener for me. A huge eye-opener for me. So you're probably asking, like, why was it an eye-opener? Like, what about the gym was an eye-opener? I will tell you right now, get resistance training inside your workout regimen as soon as possible. Because you're stronger than what you think. And I will elaborate on that more in a minute. But the big purpose is you may not feel like going to a gym. But right now, I will tell you the same thing that I told my nephew the first day that he came with me to the gym. He was doing I believe it was a chest fly. And I couldn't have been more proud of him myself. This guy had 230s in his hand, and he was going all the way down. You saw his arms shaking coming back up, but he got them all the way back up. He got those bitches back to the top, and he did this 8 fucking times. I was so fucking proud of him. He had fucking accomplished something that, like, for me, whenever I started going to the gym, that was fucking hard for me. Just having 30-pound dumbbells in my hand trying to do chest flies, I felt like I was going to drop those bitches on my face. And he's over here, he knocked out 8 repetitions, no fucking problem. His arms were shaking the entire time, and he was sore as shit for the next couple weeks after that. But he did it, and I couldn't have been more fucking proud of him. But at the end of it, he was just like, yeah, I'm done. I was like, well, that's the end of our set. All we got to do is do our stretches, and then we're going home. And I ended up grabbing the 30s from him because he was saying that he couldn't get him off his chest. I grabbed one in each hand and just walked over and put him on the bench and all that. He's like, don't make it look so easy, dude. I was like, what? They're just 30s. And he's like, keep your voice down. Keep your voice down. I was like, why? I didn't understand. And he told me, like, I don't want anybody to hear that I'm using such light weight. And I told him, okay, stop what you're doing. Stand up. I want you to look around, count how many eyes are staring directly at us. I was like, I don't care if it takes you a few minutes. Look around the entire gym. Tell me how many eyes you see staring directly at us. He looked around, and they looked back at me and said, I don't see anybody. And I was like, exactly. No one gives a shit. Everyone is there for themselves. Everyone that's in there that is a true gym goer that is trying to improve on themselves, the only person that they're fucking looking at is themselves in the fucking mirror. Like, there might be the little judgmental glance every now and again trying to figure out what the fuck you're doing on a damn machine. But at the same time, nobody's going to say anything because everyone there is working on themselves. Every fucking person in there only gives a shit about themselves. He ended up getting such a huge fucking confidence boost on this. One of our last exercises, which was really a stretch, was just a dumbbell bottom of the hold, iso hold. Just very bottom, holding the dumbbells in place. And I told him, like, you can go between 30 to 60 seconds on this. He held for the full fucking minute, and he was holding a set of 35s, and, like, I was just like, damn. Your first time in, and you're holding a set of 35s during this last stretch? Fuck yeah! I was hyping his ass up. He was so fucking... He got so much of a fucking confidence boost of me just having that little talk with him that fucking... He kicked ass for the rest of it. Yeah, you know what? It was stretches and all that kind of shit. But one was a dead man hang stretch. The other one was just a chest fly stretch. But he did the dead man hang stretch with 20 pounds added onto his feet. And he held it for a full 60 seconds for 2 fucking rounds. And he did the fucking chest fly hold and held it for a whole 60 seconds. I was super fucking proud of this kid. It was like, damn, dude, I didn't do this on my first day. You're kicking my ass. That being said, you really should not think that going to the gym, people are going to judge you. Because I go to the gym, and yeah, you know what? I see the people that are in the same shoes that I was in, where they're just starting out on their weight loss journey. They have no idea what to do. And 90% of the ones that I see come in, they hop on a treadmill, they stay on a treadmill for 60 minutes, and then they leave. And that's all they do. I'm telling you right now, it may just be the start of your journey. You may not know where to go. But you can get yourself a personal trainer if you want. If not, I highly, highly recommend just watch as many YouTube videos as you can. All the information's out there. It's free. And try to figure something out. Even if just for your first month, all you're doing is coming in, hopping on the treadmill, and just doing a walk for an hour. If you're doing that in the beginning, after that month, whenever you feel confident coming into the gym, and you're like consistently coming into the gym, I'm talking like if you're setting up like you're in the gym 3 days a week, you're in the gym 3 days a week. If you're in the gym 4 days a week, you're in the gym 4 days a week. If you're in the gym 5 days a week, you're in the gym 5 days a week. You do not make an excuse. It is no option. You have to get that mindset in. It is no option. You are trying to better yourself. I want you to better yourself. Why? Because you need to find out the true best self you can be. Now, will that be through gym? I don't know. Will that be through your love life? I don't know. Will that be a father just showing that he's a father to his kids? I don't know. Does that mean a wife is showing that she's a good wife? Is that showing a husband is a good husband? I don't know. I truly don't know. But I'm talking on the gym aspect. If you're coming to the gym, I want you to show, not me. You don't have to prove a fucking thing to me. You don't have to prove a fucking thing to anybody. I want you proving this shit to yourself. I want you showing yourself how badass you are. Show yourself how badass you are. And after that month of just being consistent, coming in, getting on that treadmill, maybe at the end of one of your treadmill days, go over by the weights. Don't give a shit what dumbbell you pick up. You might pick up a set of 10s, you might pick up a set of 20s. Don't know. Just go over there, pick up some dumbbells, do some dumbbell curls, do 5 of them, put them back down, go out. You want to know something that you did there that you proved to yourself? You proved to yourself that that you in that one day was better than you in that month. Because inside that 1 month, all you did was cardio. And in that next month, on that first day where you decide to go over and pick up the dumbbells, you won up to yourself. The only person you're in a challenge with whenever it comes to doing any kind of weight loss journey or lifting weights or getting in shape or anything like that, you're in challenge of yourself the day before. You have to beat yourself the day before. Because the only one that you have anything to prove to is yourself. Me, I, in the beginning, seriously thought that I was doing this for someone else. Because I thought I was doing this because I had to do it for my kids. I had to do that for my grandkids. I had to do that for my wife. Like, it was always, I had to do this for somebody else. Midway through the journey, my wife and I just had a talk late one night, because that's what we do. And she was like, you realize you don't have to do this for us. She's like, if you're doing this, do this for you. She's like, you don't have to do this for us. We love you no matter what. We're here for you no matter what. And a little late night pillow talk, I will cut it off before it gets rated R. She's like, no matter what, you're sexy to me regardless. And I will cut it off there. But her saying that really got me to concentrate on, I need to be doing this for myself. My family is still my drive. Because inside my head, I want to be here for all them as long as I can. As long as I can. Now, if I end up having a very agreeable physique, if I should say so myself, with myself during that time, and that does include the all that. Yeah. If I have that kind of physique during this time, fantastic. But at the same time, if I'm just healthy and my family's here with me, that's all that matters. I just want to be here for them. But when you're starting your weight loss journey and you're doing this, remember, you're doing this for yourself. Your family, maybe your driving force. Someone, maybe your driving force to get you into a workout routine 5 days a week. Notice that I didn't say into the gym. Workout routine. But ultimately, your family isn't going to give you the drive to push yourself. Your family isn't going to give you the energy to get that one extra rep in. You have to do that. So you have to prove to yourself that you are better than you were yesterday. Prove that. So I'm going to be ending the video with this. I've learned along my weight loss journey that when it comes to your weight loss journey, do you have to be in the gym? No. Starting out, you don't have to be in the gym. I wasn't. I was literally working out inside my living room. Had resistance bands, dumbbells, and body weight exercises. They are free all over YouTube. I will have a whole video telling you all the fitness influencers that I followed and listened to that will help out with your journey if you decide to go on one. But do you have to go to a gym? No. However, I will recommend add in resistance training as soon as possible. Because I don't know the science behind it. I'm not a science guy. but I don't know the science behind it, but I do know the feeling that you get after you've completed a workout. I'm talking like, a good example is like with my follow along videos. I would get excited if I was able to keep up with the guy on the follow along video. Like same resistance weights, same exercise, same amount of reps. I was able to keep up with him or her the entire time. I was able to keep up with them. I made it all the way to the end of the video. I was exhausted. I was out of breath, but I was smiling my ass off. Because there's some kind of chemical that just gets released in your head that, oh my God, I just fucking did this. And honestly, I think everyone needs to experience that, even if it's only once in their life. Everyone needs to experience that. Just that sense of accomplishment. So, with that, please pay it forward. Keep grinding. Love y'all.